Big Dave from 100.5 WKXA, and this is our first ever Test Drive Tuesday with Gene Stevens Honda and Buffalo Wild Wings. We'll take you a little walk around our first Test Drive Tuesday car. This is the 2012 Honda Accord. This is the Coupe model of it. In the 2012 edition, I really like this Coupe edition because there's a thing about Honda Accords. I think that they're great cars and they're unmatched reliability and they really hold their value well. But Honda Accords have never really been what you would call aesthetically exciting. But with the Coupe, they've really done some great things to give it some sort of eye candy value, I call it. They've got these big sweeping headlights that come halfway back the fender. They have this great character line down the side of the car. They've actually filled the wheel wells with wheel and tire. These aren't hubcaps. These are full-on alloy wheels that take the whole wheel well up, which looks pretty cool. Here's the other thing I like about this car. When we first started talking about doing these things, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do them because I got to be able to drive the car. The 2012 Honda Accord has a surprising amount of room inside. I'm 6'8", I'm like 315 pounds. As you can tell, I fit. Who'd have thought? That's not true of all the cars that we talked about. With the 2012 Honda Accord, I actually fit in here. My knees aren't hitting the steering wheel. It's probably good because I can't drive with my knees. This model has the automatic transmission. It's got the 4-cylinder engine. Another quick note about the engine. Let me show this to you. As a guy who's kind of into cars, this is fun. A lot of cars these days, you open the hood up and you look in there and you can't recognize anything. Got a big plastic shroud over the whole thing, but not the Honda Accord. You open the hood and what do you see? You see your engine. And you can work on this if you wanted to, but you probably A, won't want to because it's a newer car and they're not that easy to work on. And number two, you probably won't have to because it's a Honda, and these things, everybody knows these things last forever. They also have that cool strut brace across the top, makes it kind of feel like a little bit of a boy racer. So we know it looks cool, and it's pretty comfortable inside. Let's talk about the stuff that really matters, the day-to-day stuff. Can it fit the stuff that I need to fit in the back? Well, being that it's the Coupe and not the station wagon, the space back here isn't huge, but it's pretty good size. I could fit my dog food in there, I could fit kids' toys, I could fit all the stuff that really matters in day-to-day living back there, but I'm probably not going to take a family vacation in the Honda Accord Coupe. And that's probably good, because I may not get my whole family in the back seat. Let's check out the back seat and the other stuff that you live with day-to-day. One of the things you'll notice about the interior of the car, I really think this is fun too. There's not a lot of hard plastics in here. All the places that you touch are sort of this nice textured kind of foam. It's not the hard plastic days of, the 80s and early 90s and everything was Armoralled all the time. This feels more like home, and they have these cool sort of brushed aluminum inserts in here. The back seat, I don't know if you can get in there and get a shot of the back seat, but it's not to the point where I'm probably going to try to take the chance to get in there. But if you've got little kids, something I never would have thought I'd be dealing with is how to use the latch system in one of these cars. It has a latch system on both sides, both driver and passenger side, so you can put your child seats back there legally, and they're fully latched in. Also, side curtain airbags in the seats, 2 airbags in the dash, so you're fully protected. Speaking of ways that you'll use this car day to day, let's be honest, if you're in your vehicle a lot, you're going to be doing some listening, and we hope to WKXA. But let's say you drive a lot and you travel to different towns with different radio stations, and you don't want to have to be messing with your presets every time. This is a cool little function. You press this automatic select button right here, and what it does is it loads 1 through 6, all your presets, both AM and FM, based on the most powerful stations in the area, which, by the way, number 1, WKXA, just saying. The other thing that's great about the entertainment system in here is it's not overly complicated. You've got a CD changer, in-dash, 6-disc changer, so that you're not flipping CDs around all over the place. It'll also play MP3s, it'll play Windows Media Audio, it'll play whatever you could fit on even on a data disc, so you can have thousands and thousands of songs at your disposal with a CD changer. And the same thing with the onboard USB dock. Right here in the center console, there's a USB port. There's also a power port to charge your everything with. And if you carry an iPhone or one of the Droid devices that has the USB plug, you plug it right into your car and charge it. In fact, the iPad that we're shooting this video on was charged in the car just a little while ago. Also has a few months of, I don't know what that stands for, but I don't think it's anything anyone needs to worry about. That's just a button. That button doesn't do anything. That just should be blacked out. I don't think anything happens there. Cup holders is the other thing. Speaking of things that you use day to day, I am fully in love with these cup holders for 2 reasons. One, you can hide them. Actually, 3 reasons. One, you can hide them like that. Also, they hold a variety of things. From your big, I like my big old my big old Diet Pepsi, that fits right in there. The other thing that it'll fit, and this is key, it'll fit a can in the same cup holder. And that can, for those of you that are sort of OCD about sounds like me, that thing doesn't rattle around in there. It keeps it nice and secure. I love this.
Rolling.
One of the things I love about this Accord is that there's not a great big satellite navigation, huge TV, flat screen, push button deal in here. Everything's located right in the main stack here with big buttons, with big, easy to read numbers and letters and icons on them. So for example, if I want more air conditioning, more fan, I just push the button up that has the big fan on it. Or if I want less, I push it back down. If I want more heat, up for heat, down for cold. I don't have to go into a whole series of menus or other adjustments, because you know what, your phones, your computers, everything is all touchscreen now, and what happens if you lose a battery, or what happens if you have to reboot it? You lose wherever you were. So I really like that about the Accord. It's all buttons that are really easy to find, and they're not very distracting at all. I want to turn my radio up, I can do it from the steering wheel, or I just turn the only knob attached to the radio, and it gives me some volume on the radio. I really like that about this Accord. Now this particular Accord is equipped with a 4-cylinder engine, putting out 190 horsepower through the 5-speed automatic transmission. If you want to melt some faces, you can get it with available 271 horsepower VTEC engine and the available 6-speed manual transmission with paddle shifters mounted on the steering wheel. But since the 4-cylinder racks up 33 miles per gallon, I think I'd leave the face melting to someone else. Well, there you have it. The 2012 Honda Accord Coupe at Gene Stevens Honda. It's our first Test Drive Tuesday car of the year. Test Drive Tuesday is a lot of fun, by the way, because Tuesday you go into Gene Stevens Honda, you test drive the Honda Accord. It doesn't have to be this one, although it could be. And what they're going to do is they're going to hand you a coupon good for 6 free wings at Buffalo Wild Wings in Findlay. Now, the 2013s are coming out real soon. In fact, next week on Test Drive Tuesday, we'll have the brand new, completely redesigned 2013 Honda Accord. In the meantime, they've only got a few of these left, and they've got some great deals. In fact, Scott told me when I picked the car up, I can't even talk about some of the deals that they have in order to move the 2012s to make room for the 2013. So go see Gene Stevens Honda, Bright Road in Findlay. It's Test Drive Tuesday with Buffalo Wild Wings at 100.5 WKXA.